international institution means? Stop talking. What is the international institution means? These institutions will provide finance for the developing nations for developing the country towards international trade. Okay, they provide finance to the international countries to go international trade. Okay, so they write down that it refers to organization that facilitate. It refers to the organization that facilitate cross-border trade. It refers to the organization which facilitate cross-border trade. Okay? So international institution means they promote or facilitate cross-border trade. Okay? Across the borders. And it also helps in smoothing international operations. Okay, so put a hyphen right. It smooths international operations. Okay, it smooths international operations. So all are writing. At last I'll check whether you're writing or not. It smooths international operations. Clear? So what is international institution? It smooths international operations. International operations means they will get into the disputes, they will solve it. Okay, if there is any disputes or problems between countries, they will solve it. That is only it smooths international business. Okay. So clear what is international institution? What does international institution means? Okay, it refers to institution which facilitates cross-border trade. It smooths the international operations. Clear? So we'll see the first one. First international institution, UNCTAD. Okay. So this is what the first international institution name. So what is UNCTAD? Can you guess what is UN? United Nations. What is C? Capital. What is T? Don't write. Okay. What is T? Trade. A? D? D is correct. T is correct. UN is correct. Okay. So it is United Nations Conference on Trade and Development. Okay. United Nations Conference on Trade and Development. Right clearly. United Nations Conference. All the first letters should be capital. Okay. Conference on Trade and Development. So you should be clear with this topic. Okay, this is application. United Nations Conference on Trade and Development. So memorize this one. What is UN? CTAD? So United Nations Conference on Trade and Development. Have you written? So what this United Nations, UNCTAD do to the countries means the first objective is to promote development. Okay, you can write it as objectives. Objectives of this UNCTAD. First one is promoting development. Okay, promoting development. Okay, it promotes development in developing countries. It promotes development in developing countries. Right? It has promotes development in developing countries. That is the first objective of UNCTAD. And it also helps in reducing poverty. Okay? Put a comma on right. It also helps in reducing poverty. Okay? So this UNCTAD helps in promoting development in the developing nation and also reducing poverty in that nation. Okay, so that is what the first objective of UNCTAD. IDA. The first principle is development centric approach. Development centric approach. So the first principle is to develop the developing nations and removing the poverty. Okay, this is what their objective actually. So development centric approach means it is focusing on the development of the developing nations and reducing poverty in that countries. Okay, so if you want, you can write it as a hint. So what does UNCTAD do is they develop the developing countries by reducing poverty. Okay, and also so that globalization benefits reach more countries. Okay, so by reducing the poverty in the developing countries, globalization effect reach many countries. So that is what the first principle of development centric approach. Okay, are you writing? they collect data which is accurate. Okay. Fourth one, capacity building and technical assistance. Fourth one, capacity building and technical assistance. So capacity building word already we saw. Capacity building means developing the capacity of the developing nations by providing financial resources. Okay. So capacity building means by providing finance to the developing nations, they develop their capacity. That is capacity building. Technical assistance means they share their knowledge with the countries. Okay. So put a hyphen and write. Are you writing hints? Only the heading you are writing or writing the hints? Write the hints. Then only it will be easy for you when you go through it. Okay. So capacity building means developing the countries. Which countries means developing countries by providing financial resource. The second one is technical assistance. They share their knowledge with that countries. Okay, UNCTAD share their knowledge with that countries. Okay. Fifth one is multilateral cooperation and consensus. Cooperation and consensus building. Okay. So they also get into the countries' issues. Okay, if there are any two countries having any issues, they also get into that issues and they solve it. That is multilateral cooperation. Okay, so they solve the problems between the countries. Okay, consensus means the meaning of consensus, coming to a common conclusion. That is consensus. Okay, they are having some issues, they will come to a common conclusion after discussion. Okay, so that is consensus. So multilateral cooperation and consensus building. Okay. The next one. So consensus means collaborative solutions. Then note down the word meaning. Collaborative solutions. Okay. Collaborative solution means common conclusion. They will come for an issues. Is that hard to understand or easy? Is that very hard to understand? Okay, so the UNCTAD, IMF and the WTO have points like this only. Okay. And sixth one, sustainability and inclusivity. Okay. What is the meaning of sustainability? Huh? Oh, Tamil is okay. Sustainability standard, which is like environment, carrying towards environment. Okay, sustainable meaning but the sustainability it's carrying towards the environment. Okay, you can tell us eco-friendly products not we are getting about no. So this is carrying about the environment, talking about climate change, sustainability. Here in your international institutions. Okay, sustainability means caring about the environment and talking about climate change. So they also inclusivity means they also include climate change in their discussion. That is inclusivity. Okay, so always they talk about climate change also and world's environment also regarding when they go for a discussion. They will be having meetings and all. No? So in that meeting they will be discussing about sustainability and inclusivity also. Okay. Seventh one. Autonomy decisions. Okay, that is autonomy and independence. Autonomy means they are neutral platform, right? As they are neutral platform. Okay, they are not controlled by any countries. Neutral platform. Okay. And also no political influence. Neutral platform, no political influence. So write some small hints so that it will be easy for your explanation. Okay. So neutral platform and no political influence. Okay. So we'll move on to the 8th one. Eighth one is adaptability. Eighth one, adaptability and innovation. Adaptability and innovations. So they adapt to the evolving global economic conditions. Okay, adapting to the economic conditions. Write down, they adapt to the global economic conditions. In adaptability, put a arrow mark and write, they adapt to the global economic conditions. That is adaptability. Okay, they adapt to the global economic conditions. Innovations in the sense, they support innovative solutions and technologies. They support, okay, support innovations. Support innovations and technologies. Here they have this UNCTAD. Okay, so UNCTAD supports innovations and technologies. So adaptability means they adapt to the changing global economic conditions and supporting innovations and technologies. Here students, 9th one. Supreme rights to dispose natural resources. Supreme rights to dispose natural resources. So this one, UNCTAD provide rights for the nations to use natural resources. Okay, countries will be having their own natural resources like crude oil. Okay, so this UNCTAD gives rights to the countries to use their natural resources. Okay, so write down, gives right to. So this UNCTAD gives rights to use the natural resources. Gives rights to use the natural resources. Okay, so UNCTAD gives rights to use the natural resources in that country. Okay. The next one, principles. 10th one, principles of sovereign equity for equality of states. in underdeveloped nations are all same. Okay, so all the countries are same before UNCTAD. That is no discrimination. Discrimination, no difference between the countries. So write down, no discrimination means no difference between the countries like developed, underdeveloped and undeveloped.